Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lifestyle with Dr. Moby. And today we are honored with great guest, Hilary Russell, with us. Hilary, how are you doing?
So great, Dr. Moby. Thanks for having me on today.
Okay, so I just will put out her website and you can check about her portfolio. But let's learn from her. So tell us, Hilary, how would you define or would like your description here?
Yeah. So the Wrestle Collective is a digital marketing and business automation agency. And we help businesses with their branding and with their digital marketing and to automate a lot of their internal processes so that they can save time.
Mhm. So, and that is really a great, I think that's where most of nowadays everything is going towards is automation and digitalization, or whether it's marketing, whether it is operations and so forth. So tell me, how did you start this business?
Yeah, I started in marketing about 8 years ago as just in the digital marketing space, but launched my agency. It's been about a year now that I've, been doing it myself. And I have clients all across the nation that, reach out for help with anything from their website to automating their client journey within their own businesses. And it's always been a passion of mine that I just absolutely love. I'm kind of a marketing nerd. So I just love doing what I do.
Okay, and so these are some of the solutions I think I would like to highlight. So tell me, which social medias do you deal with?
Yeah, so with the social media, we work on every platform on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest even, and really just do the best strategy for the particular business to help them reach their audience and their target.
Okay. So you increase your reach and you build excitement and then show the accomplishment. And that's, I think a great way to start with, right? And so tell me, with all, with pandemic going on, what has basically helped or made it worse?
Sure. I think that with the pandemic in the past year, it's really forced businesses, regardless of what industry you're in, it's really forced businesses to adjust to, helping their clients online, and being available more readily online. And so, with the clients that I've worked with, I feel like there has been more of a need to make sure that your presence is where everyone can find you online, whether that's social media or on Google searches or, pulling up on different podcasts or things that people are listening to, and just making sure that you're, showing up in the right places.
Mm-hmm. And so tell me, out of these social media, which one are your favorites?
Sure. So for social media, I particularly love Instagram. I feel like that's one of the best places to reach a wide audience because you can use hashtags in your posts that a lot of other individual users will follow. So if you're making posts for your business, you can use little hashtags in the captions to make sure that you're pulling up in front of different audiences. And that's one of my favorite things. I also love the platform Pinterest because a lot of businesses don't necessarily use it as a traffic generator, but it is by far one of the easiest platforms to get traffic onto your website. I've had a lot of clients who we will set up, 30 to 50 sometimes different Pinterest posts every single day for them. And it can easily become one of the highest traffic generators for your website.
Mm-hmm. So tell me, a lot of these websites are, search engines are Google. Or it could be non-Google. So tell me how these media basically work. I mean, do they read what are you clicking, or do they read basically, what you have searched?
Sure. So with the way that your Google searches work,
Mhm.
is that what you mean? Yeah, so with Google algorithm, it's constantly changing. In fact, they just did another update about 6 months ago that's changed the way that searches happen and the way that you rank on those Google searches. But the advice that I would give, though, for businesses who are wanting to make sure that they're ranking high and that they're building a strong foundation that the Google algorithm will pick up is to just constantly be building your credibility. It's very easy to connect with other companies that are in your industry or other credible sources, and maybe ask them to do a guest blog on your blog so it will link to your website. You can also reach out to other collaborators and connect with them to get those same type of backlinks. Another thing that you can do that's very low cost is publishing your Google listings. There's about 80 listings that Google really watches, and it costs maybe $30 to do that. And you can instantly have those business listings in all 80 of those different places. So those are some of the tips that I would give for making sure that you're ranking high without spending a lot of money.
Okay, so what you're saying is if you have business links out of Google and you're paying it, that's worth investment because it's going to they are going to highlight most. And the same I've seen with Yelp, or they want, um, so I've tried both Google, Yelp, and um, so now is Amazon also jumping on this?
They do, yes. Yeah, if you are, if you're doing things through Amazon, there's different ways that you can boost your rankings there as well to make sure that you're pulling up in front of more people. So yes, I mean, you can definitely, I think a big one for Amazon is making sure that you have a lot of organic reviews that are coming in. And that's the same thing with Google as well. Unfortunately, there are a lot of services out there that will offer you, pay $30 and we'll give you 300 reviews, but they're fake reviews. And Amazon and Google both will watch for those. And if they see that type of thing happening, they'll shut down your account. So, with Amazon and Google, I would recommend that you work really hard on getting organic reviews from your audience and from your clients that are really happy.
Mm. Yeah, no, I think we do. We have sleep clinics, and I'm a sleep physician. We do that Google review, from actual clients, not
Right.
so they are. I mean, some are. I have seen some would just go, and they're not really your clients. Maybe somehow they are. They just go and write reviews no matter what.
Yeah.
And there's people, I find it disturbing because many times they write negative on all. If you look at all their reviews,
Yeah.
most are negative. I don't know why, but
I know. I don't know why they do it, but it does happen. Yeah. And if that does happen to you, or if it's happened to your business where a review is left for your company and it's not a client and someone that you've never worked with, you can flag that review to let Google know that it's not correct. And if they receive enough, flags on that review, Google will actually remove it.
okay, they will remove. Okay, and what about if it's a review and the client is not as happy? So what is the remedy for that?
Yeah, with reviews where it is a client that you've worked with that maybe is not happy, I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think that if you are able to respond to their negative review in a very kind and amicable way, other people that come and see the way that you responded to that negative review will actually be that will be something that helps build trust, to help them see that you are a real person and that you really do care about, this experience that maybe this individual had that wasn't so great, right? And so that's not always a bad thing. That just shows that, that you have human connection and that you can respond in a very kind and professional way to that type of review.
Mhm. And that probably is right because I don't think you can have 100% satisfaction in every job. let alone, I mean, we all have, jobs, and, our aim is to do our best and be kind and be, helpful. But, to please everyone is a very difficult job.
Right. Yes, absolutely. And so, if you can respond to those types of reviews if they didn't have a great experience,
Mhm.
and, show the online world that you really do care about them, making sure that that was, or making up for it even, right? Or letting them know that you care. That's going to show a lot for you as a business person.
As a business person.
Mhm.
Yes, and also tell me a little bit about, what are the tools are you using for digital marketing?
Sure. So I think some of the most helpful tools for business owners, the first one I would suggest is Hootsuite. And that is a social media scheduling tool that will allow you to schedule out all of your social media posts so that you don't have to worry about doing it every day or every week. That's going to save a ton of time because it's so important to make sure that your business is posted on all of the different business pages for your social media accounts to make sure that you're reaching those clients. But it does take a lot of time. So using a tool like Hootsuite can help out with that. Another, oh, go ahead.
Now, what is the name? I missed it.
Hootsuite. It's HOOTSUITE.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's okay? I wasn't familiar with that. So they kind of post on your behalf to all these social medias.
Right. So you can upload your content. So upload pictures and different things that you'd like to post, and it will schedule it out. So it will schedule it out across a certain amount of time. So as an example, I will usually schedule out posts on my different social media accounts for 3 months so that for 3 months I don't have to worry about posting anything. So that saves a lot of time.
That is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very good. And what about, are there certain days where people read more social media versus other?
Yes, I highly recommend posting in the middle of the week. That's always the highest received time to post. It's when people are kind of bored with their days, in the middle of the week, they're just waiting for the weekend. And so a lot of times they're scrolling through social media. So the middle of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, those are the best times to post.
Mm. So those are the best times.
Mhm.
Okay. What about day or evening? Which timing is better?
Yeah, it's honestly in the middle of the day and at night. So really late at night, like 8 to 10 p.m. at night are going to be the best times. And it's kind of the time when people are, maybe they're taking a break for lunch or they are winding down, getting ready for bed and kind of winding down for the day. So at the end of the day, it's a really good time to post then.
Mhm. So what you're saying is, they find it more interesting to scroll through social media because the week is not weekend and they are feeling that weekdays long, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And so tell me also about what are the how effective or how cost effective digital marketing is.
Yeah, it really depends. So you can be as aggressive on your marketing strategy as you would like.
Mhm.
I have clients that spend anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 a month on their advertising. But then you have individual businesses that are a one-man show, right? And
Mhm.
those types of businesses, it probably doesn't make sense to spend that much on advertising. And you are completely safe spending, a lower amount, maybe 500 or a couple hundred here and there, and that's completely adequate. It really depends. Your ad spend really depends on how aggressive you want to be with your advertising and how many, what result you want to achieve, how many people you want to get in front of.
Mhm. Mhm. And also, tell me a little bit about different markets. I know you've been dealing with a lot. Is it different digital? I have seen here in Northern Virginia, the digital marketing or digital footprint is more in downtown area, or DC, and a little bit suburb. But once you go a little bit past that, then it's not as strong. Or there are people, but it's the traffic is not as strong. Is that
Yeah, there's the nice thing about digital marketing is that no matter where you're located, whether you are working from an office building in the city or you're working from home on a home in the country, your digital presence can be global. And so that's the nice thing about marketing online
true?
is you are not restricted to a specific place. Your only restriction is how far you're willing to, push your message.
Mhm. And the other thing is, I have seen certain generations. We have so certain generations or people who are tech savvy. They will use more, of course. But
Mm.
those who are not into it, it doesn't reach them for some reason. So I have, we have few clinics in suburban areas, and even to do online forms for those population is very hard. They would just do paper. They would not even fill the forms online or,
Really?
or even website. There is quite a difference, how certain radius, and I think you can check it. Advantage is the digital footprints. You can monitor it very well, and you see how many clicks were done in this. I mean, everybody has that data. How many clicks were done? Let's say, for example, snoring. Okay,
Hmm.
they you can tell, okay, this zip code, this many, this many. So, and then they can tailor based on that. But once but it is interesting that a lot of problems, health problems especially, are more in suburbs.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so because number one, they're not taking care of their health.
Hmm.
Second is, so people who are more downtown area, they would actually are more health conscious. So I have a different set of disease in suburban areas, and than in our downtown area.
Oh,
So
interesting.
yeah, so it is very interesting.
Yeah.
My advice is always, look at everything because, people might be spending a lot of money and then, but they are not sick, you know.
Right.
It's,
Yeah, that's a really good point. And same thing with marketing, look at your audience and really be particular about the message that you're sending to them.
Mhm.
Like your example, how you have different types of diseases depending on where they are. You're going to want to, if you're doing advertising, you're going to want to speak to the types of diseases and the things that that particular area is dealing with.
Yeah. And not and the other is they might not be as digital savvy.
Right,
So,
exactly.
so many times I have to actually. We had few patients, and they will say no. They will just, even with pandemic, they will not do telemedicine. They will just come to the office and just at the, well, you don't have to. No, no, we don't want. We just want paper and pen. So that's fine. You can welcome to,
Yeah.
but those are, clients are there actually. So we have, so it's a very important, the digital, there is a digital map, I guess everybody has that, they can figure out. But there are other areas which, first of all, might not have even internet. And then even if they have internet, they don't know how to use the computer.
Right.
And then they would never check Facebook, and they don't know what you're talking about. So
Right.
those are always challenging. So but you're absolutely right. Digital, of course, big market, big market.
Yeah.
So we have, but these are the strategies, I guess, that help more of the digital, footprints and so forth, right? So tell me, what about some of the difficulties you face?
Sure. Well, what you're explaining, where you have a generation that maybe doesn't look at their emails or their social media, and so they're not going to see those advertisements. That's something that I've run into with a couple of the clients that I work with, who maybe run a practice that serves. Like an older generation that maybe is not online. And one thing, just to talk about that a little bit, one thing that we've done that has been really successful is, instead of creating content or creating advertisements that are geared towards that generation who your clients would be, we have created advertisements that are the age for like their children. So it would be advertisements more geared towards, towards like my age, where my parents are not online. They're not online very much. But if you send me an ad that says, "Hey, Hillary, make sure that your parents are healthy, bring them into our office," that would be an ad that you could send to me, and I would be like, "Yes, we need to do that, Mom. Let's go." Let's go
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
And so it's
that
making
that
sure that, yeah, making sure that the message is going to the audience that you can get in front of, that's going to
mm,
help you get those clients in your doors.
mm.
So there's some strategies you can do with that.
No, no, that is a very good point. That the other family member, and that does happen many times. We are using app to do telemedicine, and we have a grandkid or even daughter or a son
Right.
nearby, or somebody who's more, and then they would help. So we use their phone
Mhm.
to do that, because they can't even do anything.
Yeah.
So those are that is so true. So I would any final thoughts you have for my audience?
I've appreciated so much you allowing me to be on the show today. And I would love to answer any questions that any of the listeners may have. My email address is here, info@therussellcollective.com. And I would be happy to help out with any marketing questions.
Okay, I think first of all, I'll have my lot of my marketing question for myself.
Yeah.
Check with your company, and then definitely give feedback to my audience. But also, I would like to emphasize that the website is not Russell Collective, because that's what I tried before. There's another site came out, and she is the Russell Collective.
Yes, the Russell Collective. Yes.
Yes, yeah. So I did not know they already made another site by similar, and it was confusing. So TRC, that's I think really a nice logo. So check her website, and definitely avail her services. I'm going to definitely get her advice, and go from there. So with that, thank you, Hillary, for coming to our show and kind of giving us a great feedback on all these and giving tips and so forth.
You are
Uh,
so welcome. Thank you, Dr. Moby.
Take care. Thank you. Thank you.